Then does he just start recording? Nice, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I asked Hero about giving me privileges to do that for you.
What do
I
you
know he's
need for
busy.
that? Do you know? Is it just like Craigbot? Discord is the most confusing managed membership management platform in the world, especially with all these like bots that come in here and stuff, and they all have different permissions and stuff. It's just it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Um,
If I know which one it is, I can give it to you, but I just don't know which one it is.
yeah.
I'll give you maybe if I give you the Craigbot one, it'll work.
I
What
was just about to download OBS and just start like generically recording this.
That's
So
what that's what I do, but it's recording for now, so that sounds good. So I guess where did we leave off yesterday? What did we I know there was one thing that we said that we would talk about again today. I
uh
know the fast made notes.
so the only things that we wanted, so the collective things that we have to kind of finalize today, and we actually have a response. So uh, the disclosure, thank you, like Michael, for like pointing to it. You pointed up right where like I missed it because it got lost in the sea of that of comments. But yeah, like so there's a Hero actually, so like the one that comment that you pointed to of like the disclosure for the last page, Hero actually has a an edited version that's like a few paragraphs right underneath it as well, so that we can just put that added to the last page. So that should take care of that. You there was a crypto and I posted comments about like the estimated time to complete the page. 10 plus minutes, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on your level of detail for each of the answers that you get, is the expected time frame. Um, let's see the other thing. Oh, I sent the email, the draft of what the response email will look like. We can I'm happy to add in a edit for the actual timeline of or like not the timeline but like the actual day they can expect to receive a response back. We can add that in. I originally had intended it to keep it as generic as possible so that way it didn't need to be constantly updated, but I do see the need for providing more additional information. Like you want to reiterate the time, like the time frame of when these people can when applicants can expect to receive a response. So we can just quickly go over that as well. And the last thing is the any updates from Overachiever on the website.
Let's see. Don't I don't think Overachiever has given us an update yet on the website. Let me look at this. Yeah, nothing yet. I'm gonna ping him again. I'm just gonna say we're launching the grant program on 420. Can you have these done before then? All right. I think he'll come through. He's like I said, he's done stuff with us before, so I think he'll do it either this weekend, hopefully. If not, then I will ping if I don't hear back from him by like this weekend, by like Sunday or something, then I'll ping Iced Cool and see what's going on. Because Iced Cool is like the leader of the dev guild. So if Overachiever can't do it for some reason, I'm sure somebody else can slide in and just the final changes we're asking for are just so small.
All right. Do you want to just quickly go over because should be the easiest thing, the last page of the disclosure, just like what Hero wrote that we can just add in just to make sure we're okay with it.
Yeah. Where is that at? I was just looking for it. I couldn't see it.
I'm going to just hold on. I guess I could just share my screen. It's not perfectly clean because I'm like working off of like my note app. So let me just get that stuff taken care of. Sorry, screen. Document. Is this it? Yeah. Cool. All right. Pardon the gross formatting and language. I just copied this over from Discord, and Discord does not format great.
Okay, let's see.
So, so this was the original writing that was provided by Michael, I believe. And then this is Hero kind of just took a stab at it.
That was Garrett.
Oh, Garrett. So my apologies, Garrett. So this is it. This should be the last few things to add. We have applications are limited to one per person for each cohort. Applications will be anonymized but publicly viewable. Discord email and wallet addresses will not be included. Grantees are required to accept / respond within 48 hours of the conclusion of the snapshot voting. That we need to update that. In the event a grantee does not respond within the time frame, the grant will be awarded to the app. This okay. I get what this is referencing. To the 72-hour window that they have.
If you saw my comment, all of these points are cut. They're not exactly going to be anonymized anymore since people are going to see their Discord handle.
Okay, well, maybe we should just say applications will be publicly posted and voted on by the DAO, something to that effect. That way, it's again like it's just clear. Like,
yeah, applications will be viewable by the DAOpunks community.
Yeah, applications will be publicly viewable by the DAOpunks community or DAOpunks DAO, whatever you want to say.
Except for the email address. Yeah, and we didn't even ask them for their name. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll be good. Then that way, and that makes it clear too that like, yeah, don't put anything in here that's like super personal, which some people still probably will, but cool. So I think that pretty much covers that.
Okay, so there's that.
Except for their I think that we will be posting their Discord, so and we're not going to be sharing wallet addresses, right, Micah?
Right, we'll ask for their wallet address when we confirm them as a finalist, which I was going to say we should include that in the respondent email. But they will have to provide their public address.
Perfect.
All right. What do you guys? All right. Let me. All right. Now I gotta switch gears. Respondent email. Can you? What are you? Let me pull up the stream. What are you guys watching right now? Nonsense.
Yeah, it's like something really.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Change windows. Respondent email. Go live. There we go. Okay, so looks like the disclosure statement is done. So that's good. All right. So this is the respondent email. There's a link in the grants. I'll also just quickly pop it into the community voice chat in case anybody wants to tag along. So yeah, this is just a little something I put together. The idea was one, acknowledge the application has been received and what stage of the process it's going in. So that's why it's been received by Dowpunk, is being reviewed by specifically the Dowpunk screening committee. Two, I kind of a compliment. You much like to reflect on the intro to why you're applying to this grant. Just kind of like how do I say this? Kind of like almost like a congratulatory, like you're taking like a new, you're starting this journey from going from corporate to Dowpunk. Wanted to reiterate that because that is the kind of like the message we are trying to instill with this program, and give a brief explanation of like what the next setting is. So we're going to be sending them a follow-up email as to let them know if they are going to be selected as a finalist, and they will have 72 hours to accept this. I've heard your guys' response that you wanted to include a time frame of when we will respond to it. That I'm perfectly okay with that. That will be on the date is specific. Can somebody just quickly remind me what that exact date is?
I think it's May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. Let me look at the calendar. I know everything lines up perfectly. We launch on 4/20. Applications close on Cinco de Mayo. Cohort ends on 4th of July.
That's crazy. What are the odds?
72 hours to accept this nomination. If you if you have any, lastly, if you have any additional questions or concerns, please join our Discord. Insert the like a permanent link. And then lastly, like another follow-up compliment. Best of luck as you venture forth into web. I didn't know what to write here. I kind of like struggled for a while to like, I wanted to end on some type of like secondary congratulations into this, and I didn't want to reiterate the corporate into Dowpunk, and so I came up with this. I don't know. It seemed appropriate, but like I said, this is what I came up with. I thought it was. I think it's pretty good. I think it's kind of like very kind of gives it like an emotional touch to it.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Just to backwalk a little bit, it's actually May 5th was the day that applications close, but then the day that the finalists are selected will be May 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got that. And cohort 0 ends on July 4th.
Yeah. So and then the comments, the notes. I gotta jump in on the screens. We should slide in the exact dates. They should expect to hear. Yeah. Okay. So that was Bushi's comment that we had in there. And yeah, I think that. So this is it. I don't feel the need to add in any other additional information, trying to keep it as like short and succinct as possible. I think this is it. Did anybody else have any other additional comments or wanted to add something else into it?
No, I think it looks good.
It looks. I like how simple it is. I was wondering if we could change screening committee to grants guild, just because I don't know, it sounds cooler and maybe is more understandable, or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I noticed that too. Yeah, I like that. It does sound better than like committee, which is kind of cringe.
Because it is, I mean, it is an open template, what we're doing here, and I think Grants Guild like kind of communicates that openness that we are operating on.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Okay. Done. Easy. That's a simple thing. Yeah.
We've got the disclosure now. We've got the respondent email. We've got the time that we needed. I'm just looking at my notes yesterday. Yeah, so really what was left yesterday was we still need to import the Git book, which I know Mike has said he needs some more time on that. We'll do the custom domain. That should be easy. Finalizing the website with Overachiever. I will stay on top of that this weekend, just making sure that it gets done. And then, I mean, to be honest, too, just as like an actual like super backstop too, like I don't doubt that I probably could figure out how to make the changes to the website myself. I don't want to because I don't want to mess anything up. But if we desperately needed to, I think I could probably figure it out.
Nice. Sorry, I lost my phone got too hot and turned off. I was gonna say I have another comment.
Okay.
The sentence on "take a second to reflect." I like the sentiment, but it might not be their first step, and we're actually kind of requiring that it's not their first step. Like that's one of our requirements is that like they have a plan and stuff. So they've already taken their first steps at this point. And then the other thing is like they also might not be a corp rat. So I would just want to rephrase that sentence so that it doesn't make those two assumptions about the applicant.
Okay. Take a second as
Like you've just taken a great step in your journey to going full DAO, or something like that.
okay. Well, imagine. All right.
Also, Live Fast, do you have access to the Git book
Yes.
that we've been using? Okay, cool. Well, I went ahead and copy pasted the stock into the Git book
Oh.
under, but you don't have to worry about that. So I'll take care of it. But I'll up creating email with the talent interface and everything. So I'll just populate with this content.
Oh, okay. Oh, where did I just? There it is. All right. Just created a new one. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll think if you don't mind. I'll probably need to think of something. I understand your concern. Maybe I'll write it as like an alternative, like either or, if that's okay. Maybe like I don't know. I kind of wanted to re-hark back onto the main focus of the corporate to DAO Punk, but I can also you make a very valid point that like this is for people that already have a plan. So how do you convey that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have
If
to
you,
be the first step, but it can be it can congratulate them for taking another step. Like, I mean, it's a pretty big step. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll come up with something.
yeah. Okay. So that's
Yeah.
it. That's all I have. That's it. We don't have to. I don't want to keep everybody here while I try to ponder what to write here.
I was also thinking, because I like how simple the respondent email is, that maybe that should be the submission page, and what's currently in the submission page should be the respondent email. Do you know the application submission page that I'm talking about?
All right. You guys can still see my page, right? My full screen, right? I'm cycling through. Okay. So let me. Okay, yeah, you can still see this. So please, just this intro, not this intro. Which page would you like? Are you referring to?
in the Git book, there's the coordinator's guide to cohort 0, and then there's the grant application. And
Yes.
inside of that, there's 3 pages. There's the grant's
Oh.
intro page, which is what they see before the application. There's the application submission page, which is the page they're taken to after they submit the application. And then there's the respondent email, which gets sent to them. So I was thinking that the more technical information should be in the email, and the simpler congratulations sort of statement that you wrote should be on the submission landing page, because more people are going to see that one, and they only need to see like the technical information if they're motivated enough to like check their email and actually read it.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Or should we keep it like we had it?
I have no feeling towards either one. I know from experience that if I'm looking for something, I tend to check my email first for information. So maybe having some type of like calendar information in an email might be appropriate. And then just keep my what I'm writing for the respondent email just to keep on this application submission page. Yeah, maybe. I think that could work too.
Okay, cool.
I will. Yeah. All right. So swap. Response.
I can take care of that though, since it's kind of inside the tally stuff.
Sorry, I gotta simultaneously like make the note into the notes section. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, so really, I guess the biggest thing at this point is just the website and the Git book, right?
Yep. And the did you come up with a Twitter teaser
Yes, and that
for the
yeah.
weekend?
Yes, and those.
Cool.
I will get that done after this call.
Nice. Exciting things. Look, man, we got a lot of people up in here. There must be some rumors going around.
This is
What have y'all been hearing? Hey, Mantis. What's up, Mark Law? Double B.
This is the most number of people we've had in a meeting since I started like joining in.
Yeah, I remember some of those first calls. We were packed.
Yeah. Well, it's probably good that like the calls got smaller over time, because then it's easier to stay on topic, especially in the beginning, because everybody's just throwing out like Disney World ideas. It's hard to like.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens again when we start giving free money away. I'm sure that.
Remember, I had
Gonna
one
get
guy
blown
in
up.
here one time. He was like, "We need to not be doing the grants. We need to be buying an apartment in Manhattan." I was like, "Dude, like $100,000 in ETH is not going to buy an apartment in Manhattan." Well, cool. Well, I'm going to be available this weekend too, by the way, Micah, if you need any help on the Git book. So just let me know, because I was looking at the one that Stubbs had, and it does look like there's still some missing pieces. So if you need help with anything, just let me know.
Okay, sure. I will do.
I think the big things on there, in my opinion, at least for the cohort like organizer sort of pages, we should try to be like as clear as possible. Like, okay, like on this week, this needs to happen, and like this week, so we don't like. I know I don't think that we will miss any days, but just in case like something happened and like some of you guys didn't show up or something, and somebody else can just pick up the ball and say, okay, well, I have to do this now.
Right. Yeah, that section is definitely incomplete. I think it's just we needed to continue developing the program, and now that we have it, all that'll get smoothed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like some stuff's just gonna kind of be like, I don't know, by gut feeling, I guess. Kind of like if we do any like podcasts or like interviews or anything with the cohort, the cohort. I guess we have to just play it by ear and just kind of feel it out and see, like, because like it'd be kind of pointless. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It might be kind of cool to do like an entry sort of interview, and then like maybe a middle interview, and then like an exit interview. But maybe that's too much. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I also, which your interview comment made like just jog something in my head. I wanted at the last page of the I actually tossed the idea of maybe having some type of feedback form to follow up with people to see how they thought the application process was, to get feedback on that, since I know this is the first one and we wanted to know what people thought. I know this is like, at the midnight hour.
Well, there
Maybe.
is a field at the end of the application for, do you have any questions or suggestions for us?
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. No, that should cover it then.
Well, exciting stuff. I wonder who's going to be applying in the next 5 days.
Coming up this Wednesday. Man, I can't believe it. This is exciting times.
Yeah, and the podcast coming out too, which is going to be super cool. Perfect timing.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I'll talk to Hero about that when he's back. We'll talk to him and get his feeling on like when do we want to like schedule podcasts with people, and like when, do we want to like pre-schedule it, or do we want to like feel it out and just kind of see how the market is?
Okay. I think I came up with something while like I had a moment. What do you guys think? Whether this is your first step in the transitioning from being a corporate into a DAO punk, or you're halfway through the marathon that is traversing the DAO sphere, take a second to reflect on this moment. What do you think? I think that's.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you're getting creative. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sorry, I like to add a little personal touch to make it a little bit more personable to people.
How does the email get sent out? Do you know, Micah? Is it sending out from like Tally email servers, or do we have to like set something up?
Let's see. Let's see. I haven't tested that one out yet. I probably should have. I'll test that out and let you know. But yeah, it all works from inside the Tally interface. I don't know what the return address actually is.
Probably like obfuscated, or however you say that, to like look like a DAO-punk one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we just get to put our own reply to address in there.
Okay, cool.
So, what do we want that to be? The GitHub one that you just made, or
let's start using the DAO-punks@gmail.com. We'll just start using that.
Okay.
I think that'll be, because we have so many different emails, and the problem is everyone makes one specific for stuff like DAO-punk grants and this and this, and it's like, let's just have like an overarching one. So that should be a good overarching one. And that's kind of the next step that I want to talk about with you guys too, is like, I have a lot of passwords to stuff. Sinjin has a lot of passwords to stuff. I would like to, after we get these grants launched, I would like to start talking about like some decentralized sort of sharing of some of these things. That way, if something happens to me, like, you're not locked out of stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've seen people go all the time.
We need to investigate some best practices for that. Because I'm sure there's some really great systems that we can come up with using, like, a keychain that is accessed through some permissions. That'd be super cool if there was a Web3 keychain that, like, you can only access the keychain if you're holding like a certain NFT that tags you as like a coordinator, some stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. At the very least, we'll just pass some passwords around.
Yeah, it's just a trust thing, really. It's like how many people need to have the passwords in order for it to be like fail safe, kind of like a multi-sig. But
Yeah.
like then who should have them? You know?
Yeah. This reminds me of like when trying to get the YouTube account situated so I can upload the audio streams for everybody. It got complicated real quick because like the 2FA was only on one person, and we couldn't meet up at the same time to just like get the number.
Right.
Yeah, the
That was
YouTube
pretty
too.
funny.
The YouTube is interesting too. So are you posting those under like some sort of specific account, or is that just like under your personal account?
No,
No,
under the Dowpunks account.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, those are things.
Yeah, there's Dowpunks. I made Dowpunks NFT at gmail.com so that I could make the YouTube channel like proprietary to Dowpunks and not off of any of my Gmail accounts. So the Dowpunks YouTube channel is totally Dowpunks owned.
Okay, cool.
At this point. Yeah.
And it'd be cool, even like Bankless DAO, for instance. I would love to like give access also to our Twitter account. Because right now I'm the only one that uses it. And it'd be really cool. Like Bankless DAO uses TweetDeck, and you can add contributors on TweetDeck. And so like they can't like technically log into the Twitter account, but they can still like access it through TweetDeck and send out tweets and stuff, which is pretty cool. Which, by the way, I have access to Bankless DAO's Twitter account. So if we ever want to do any posts on Bankless DAO, I know we were talking about wanting to keep the application pool kind of smaller in this first go, but in the future we can leverage that too.
All right, interesting.
So those are just loose ends, obviously. I just wanted to make it known that I want to clean up loose ends eventually.
Yeah.
We're getting there. And then it'd be cool too to set up like, you know, I'm also paying for a lot of stuff, which I don't mind, like the paying for stuff part, but it's like inevitably it's hooked up to like my credit card, right?
Well,
cool
yeah,
figure how to fix that as well.
It's great to like because like you're covering a lot of stuff. I mean, you just injected like 5 ETH into this grants program out of your personal wallet, and that kind of stuff is like it's great to have that as like formally recognized as like an investment that you made into the project, so that it's not this just kind of like continuous de facto assumption of like anyway, yeah, it's great to like keep records of that stuff and then formalize it as like in a way, if that's making sense.
Yeah, no, and I don't mind the money part. All I really care about is like, again, if something happens to me, then like the website goes down, you know, other services that are being paid for by me goes down. And so I would like to find, you know, not only just the passwords, but also like how do we fail safe like subscription models,
payments,
which in the future it'd be so nice if we can finally use some crypto credit cards. Unfortunately, in the United States, we really can't. Like we can use Coinbase, which it's not really even that good. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe soon. I don't know.
I like how we're already transforming our Friday meeting back to governance.
Yeah.
Well, we're like, okay, grants done. Okay, let's keep talking governance, guys.
Yeah. Well, we do have a bank account as well for the merch, but the merch is really, in my opinion, a separate entity, and we're trying to keep it a separate entity for tax reasons.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I had that thought the other day I've been looking into like merch ideas, and I was just like, what are the tax implications for this? And like I was like, oh, that gets real weird real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a typical entrepreneur-minded person. Like I'm like, screw it, I'll figure it out later. So yes, I have not figured it out, but we'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, I would rather not have that entity like be reflected as like Dowpunks DAO, because then it's like there's all sorts of other kind of questions around taxation and all sorts of other just legality questions. And so really we're trying to keep that from we're trying to keep them like kind of an arm's length away. And so really like the entity that we have set up for the merch is really, it's only hooked up to like merch related stuff like the Shopify page. And the only reason we did that is because we had we had to have a way to accept fiat, and so that was the only way to do it. And so that's how we have it set up right now. But I would rather not like roll up the DAOpunks DAO into that entity. I'd rather we roll up DAOpunks DAO into like a nonprofit or something like that, if that's possible one day. But for now, it's kind of DAOpunks DAO is more, I guess, in the eyes of the U.S., a general partnership, but that's still debatable as well.
Yeah. Cool.
I got a merch idea
Let's hear it.
if you want one. So I'm talking with a designer in Decentraland and trying to get like Bankless DAO IRL merch, from different NFT projects into Decentraland as wearables. But this designer can also do like high end, they do women's clothes in DCL. So it would also be interesting, like maybe a DAOpunks DCL line of wearables that's more like high metaverse fashion.
I like that
Project.
idea a lot. Yeah, we've thought about that before too, and the only reason we haven't really explored that further is because there was just some other questions that like I wanted to answer. One of them really revolved around like I know we had talked before about like crypto voxels, and I know on crypto voxels, in order to like sell any merch on there or like wearables, you have to like own a plot of land. So I didn't know if that was like similar in Decentraland. I'd kind of assumed it probably was. So it's like if we did go down that route, like my biggest question that I haven't been able to answer yet, and I haven't looked, but like, do we need to own land in Decentraland, or I already know the answer. But
Yeah, no, I got a guy in Bankless DAO, CAF. They've done an article in the Decentralized Arts newsletter. We just need permission. So essentially you just need a revenue share agreement with the landowner. So you would just find somebody in your community that already has land, and then they give you permission to build the wearables on the land and put it in the marketplace.
Okay.
And they just get a revenue share. Some people do this, as a service in, DCL in general, but I found it easier to just like find people that you may know tangentially that have land, and it's probably empty, or they're probably looking for a way to do it.
I like that idea. It's kind of a cool way too for that person to like make some residual income off that investment. That's yeah, I like that. Well, yeah, feel free to put whoever in touch with me, and I'll talk to them about it too, and just see like what kind of fee they would charge for something like that. But I like that. I've been wanting to do something like that. I've just been too bogged down. Another cool idea is also kind of like what Artifact is doing with, I think it's On Cyber, is that company they're working with. They're making those like those metaverse rooms, like those VR, like they have like their first one, which is like that space room or something. And those are just basically like OBJ files. Those are just basic like I think actually they're Unreal Engine files, but anybody can make a Unreal Engine file and upload it into On Cyber, and like you could have like a room. So there's really nothing stopping us from like making, for instance, like a DAOpunks like hangout room, kind of like Artifact has, and us doing the exact same thing on Cyber. Like I'm pretty sure it's just like open to anybody. It's just somebody has to make it.
Yeah, I had an artist that was working with the book club, and we were doing for our podcast, how like the YouTube lo-fi music channels just have a kind of like a looped, 90-second, cartoon or whatever. I had the artist basically build a room in Blender, and all the objects in the room, I dropped this in ideas, the picture of the room, but then all the objects in the room are objects. So they can all be NFTs.
Oh, that's cool.
Or and so I use this as like a default overlay to make like a audio podcast into an AV podcast. And then of course I can put like the AV Guild intro and outro to the video, and then just have the podcast playing. I originally wanted to inflate a Dowpunk and have the Dowpunk like sitting in here with headphones on, listening to a podcast. So I'm definitely, I've been scoping out Unreal Engine, and I follow a
Yeah,
couple other
it's the future.
VTubers, but
It really is. I
haven't.
think in the future we might see like people go away from these Discord setups to like actual like gamified like basic metaverses where like instead of stepping into a Discord to go talk to people, like you legitimately like step into like a little world built by like that DAO or whatever. And there's like art like little NPCs that you can talk to. Like you go up to them, they're like, "Oh, hey, welcome. Like, what are you here for?" You tell them like, "Oh, I'm here for to learn about DAOs." And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, here, why don't you go on this quest and like go learn about DAOs?" Like it'll just be such a better like user experience once we get there. But that's probably a good ways out.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm totally down to collaborating with any 3D artists and the project management end of getting like a room or something like that built. Because I don't have the graphic skills, but
Yeah, well, to be honest too, you can buy a lot of really well-made rooms already. So it's almost more of a question of like if you find a really good well-made model, you can buy it pretty cheap, like 30-40 bucks, and then you can just edit the room to your desire. That's personally what I would do.
well, and I got VR gear too. So I'm, essentially hoping this season to experiment with, broadcasting, streaming live content to YouTube, that's VR content. And ideally, I could do that also from my room, or maybe even make my room available in VR chat, which is like the biggest VR messaging client. Um, a lot of people will stream from their VR chat base, to YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Well, we're on the same page. Well, put me in touch with your person for the wearables, and then we'll start there. And then yeah, I
Yeah,
think we'll just continue to move further into the metaverse as good technology comes out. I've been hesitant to pursue any like land or anything like that for DAO punks just because like I owned a plot on Crypto Voxels for a while and played around on Decentraland, and I was kind of like, well, I wasn't really happy with either of them yet. So I was like, let's see how it plays out before we like make an actual investment in anything.
so we got a good group that's helping people rent out Avogachis, and get, kind of learning about DeFi and learning how the Avogachis metaverse works. Um,
Yeah, I was just looking at that one the other day. That one looks pretty interesting. The graphics are a little interesting.
Yeah, the main thing that's cool is I can rent my Avogachi out and then say that 25% of the revenue it generates goes to the DAO Punks or Bankless Africa multi-sig. And then whoever's playing it, instead of me getting that profit, I can just, I can get like a 5% profit, send most of it to a multi-sig. And, it's just like, hey, if you want to help the DAO, you want to help the community, just play with these Avogachis, if you don't have anything else to do.
That's cool. Well, I guess we got into the weeds a little bit with the VR gaming stuff. What about anybody else here? Anybody got anything they want to talk about, or should we just call this meeting done and we'll just keep working over the weekend and early next week on what we need to do? But we're launching the grants on 4/20. It looks like.
Boom, boom.
We got this.
Guys, just a reminder, I believe we have our newsletter meeting at 10 my time, is in an hour from 9, which is in an hour, let's say, like that, and it'd be lovely to have you there as well.
Nice. Thanks
cool.
for the reminder.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, I guess.
Hey, Mina. Do you guys have a launch date?
That's something we have to discuss at the meeting, actually.
Okay, cool. I just thought I'd ask. I'll see you in a little bit then.
All right. Perfect.
Our
All
break
right,
for lunch.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hey, everybody. Good talking to you.
Oh, Bushi needs to end Craig.
Gotta shut off Craig. He'll eventually go home. He gets kind of fussy.
He forgot.